What is going on, everyone? Welcome for a very special video. In this video, I'm going to be going over how I went from lost and unfulfilled to lean, confident, and in control without sacrificing my social life and the foods I love using my very own method, the Lifestyle Balance Blueprint. Now, this is going to be a very informative video, so get a pen, get some paper, and take some notes because you're going to want to write a lot of this stuff down. So I wanted to start this video with the transformations of some of the individuals I've helped. There's going to be a few that are of my clients, and then there's one of me. And I'm going to go very into detail on the steps it took to make these transformations so I can help anyone who's watching this video, but those steps will come later in the video. So let's start with the transformations. The first one is my client Bree here. This is a 21-day transformation, so it did not take long at all for her to start seeing crazy progress. As I do with all of my clients, we just had to implement some very simple systems into her life that were customized for her and her lifestyle. Bree is very social. She likes to go out with friends. She drinks here and there. But still, she was able to make this progress because the systems that are in place fit seamlessly with her lifestyle. Now, here's what a little bit of a longer transformation looks like. This is my client Amber, and this is after 6 months. As we can see, she's way more toned, way more lean, and has way more muscle definition. Okay, and same thing with Amber. Okay, she's very social, likes to go out with friends and family, go on dates with her boyfriend, and that didn't hold her back from hitting her goals. And then this is me. So as we can see, my muscles look a lot more defined, and I was able to grow the booty, which I did not think was possible with my insanely bad glute genetics, but I did. And if I can do it, literally anybody can. There is hope. And then this is a pretty major transformation here. This is my client Joey after 11 months. 11 months. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is real. Like, this man had an entire identity shift because he decided to lock in and bet on himself. So what do all these transformations have in common? Well, before we used my Lifestyle Balance Blueprint method, we felt stuck in an endless cycle of starting and stopping, unsure of which workouts or meals to follow, and constantly second guessing ourselves, thinking that we had to be miserable in order to see results. But that could not be further from the truth because my personal method gave me and my clients a very, very clear plan with very clear systems, so we knew exactly what to do every single day. It helped us get consistent while enjoying life sustainably. My method is something that lasts a lifetime. So who is this video for? Well, if you are looking to finally get toned, build muscle, and lose body fat without living in the gym, this is for you. Once again, this is meant to be sustainable, and most people don't have the time to be spending insane amounts of time in the gym. If you see the value of how fitness will level up every other aspect of your life, including confidence, relationships, finances, etc., this is for you. Sure, having a nice body is amazing, but when I really got deeper into my fitness journey, I realized that's just a small part of all the other ways my life got so much better. The transformation I had impacted my entire identity and my entire life, and I got better in every single area of life. If you feel like you are missing structure, guidance, and accountability because you can't seem to stick to a plan on your own, this is for you. I used to think I was lazy, but I wasn't, okay? I just didn't have the right roadmap or support, and trying random workouts or guessing what to eat just was not cutting it. If you need a lifestyle that balances health with work, social life, and relationships, this is for you. You don't have to choose between going out with friends and date nights or chasing your goals in the gym. My approach teaches you how to fit health into your life, not the other way around. If you're tired of feeling lost, low energy, and like nothing you do actually sticks, this is for you. It is exhausting to jump from one thing to the next and never feel like you're actually moving forward. If you have tried every diet, fitness app, or influencer workout but always end up frustrated and back at square one, this video is for you. The cookie cutter programs that were never designed for your body or your lifestyle are just not going to cut it. Quick fixes and trendy workouts can only take you so far before you fall off again. Who is this video not for? Well, if you don't see the overall deep value of reaching your best self mentally and physically, this is not for you. This isn't just about a number on the scale or a quick body transformation. It's about who you become in the process. If you're not ready to see fitness as the foundation for your confidence, your mindset, and growth in every area of life, then you're going to miss the point, okay? This is not for people chasing surface level results. If you prioritize fast results and extreme diets rather than the sustainable, enjoyable route, this is not for you. crash diets, detox teas, and lose 10 pounds in 10 days programs might give you a quick dopamine hit, but they always leave you worse off in the long run. My method is sustainable, flexible, and enjoyable, something you can actually stick to for life. If you want shortcuts instead of the real solution, this is not it. This is not going to be it for you. If you are not uncomfortable enough to make a change, this is not for you. Growth only happens when the pain of staying the same outweighs the discomfort of change. If you're still comfortable with where you're at, even if it means low energy, being frustrated, a body you're unhappy with, you're not going to commit to this fully, okay? This video is for people who are fed up with settling and are finally ready to make a change. If you're set on waiting for the perfect time instead of creating it, this is not for you. There is never going to be a perfect time where life slows down and suddenly makes it easy to focus on yourself. Progress comes from learning how to make it work in spite of the chaos. You might have a super busy work schedule, social events, stress, whatever, and if you're still telling yourself that you'll start when things calm down, you're just not ready yet. If you would rather spend hundreds of bucks on DoorDash, nails, and Ubers but aren't willing to invest in your health, this video is not for you. Because looking good, feeling good, and performing at your best will pay off in every other area of life. Okay, if you're gonna drop 200 bucks on DoorDash but you're not gonna invest in your body, this is not for you. Now, here's the truth about building the body you want that no one else will tell you. You can absolutely get leaner and more confident without a gym-obsessed lifestyle, cutting out every food you love, or running yourself into the ground with hours of cardio. However, most people aren't capable of doing so because they don't fundamentally understand what to do in the gym and how to structure it for real progression instead of randomly guessing, how to build simple nutrition habits that actually last instead of fad diets, and how to find balance so fitness fits seamlessly into your lifestyle rather than destroying it. But don't worry, I'm not gonna let that happen to you. You don't need to cut out every food you love to get leaner. The people who succeed long-term are the ones who build habits they can actually stick to forever. There is no such thing as results coming from random workouts you find online. Without progression, support, and structure, you'll just spin your wheels. And if you want that person to be you, I will show you exactly how to stop second-guessing yourself in the gym and train with confidence and structure, how I got past months of training with no progress and finally learned how to structure my workouts for real growth, how to build your dream body while still enjoying pizza, wine, and nights out, how to do all this without starving yourself, spending hours on cardio, or living in the gym. Now, in case you don't know about me, here's a brief backstory about how I got here. 6 years ago, I was frustrated with my body, bouncing between random workouts and not knowing how to eat, and seeing no real progress. And I was also partying a lot. I was depressed. I had very low self-worth. I would rely on short-term fixes and felt like I was in this deep black hole I was just never going to be able to get out of in a lot of areas of life. But I obsessed over finding the answer. I tested every workout and diet. I failed over and over but I never gave up. I was pretty desperate to change my life because I felt like crap, so I just kept trying. I refused to believe I was doomed by genetics or had to cut out all the foods I loved, and eventually I cracked the code, and I got stronger, leaner, and more confident while still enjoying my favorite foods. I also just became a lot more fulfilled and a lot happier of a person and just a way better version of myself. People noticed, started asking me how I did it, and that's when I realized the system I built could work for anyone. The Lifestyle Balance Blueprint is my system I built through my own trial and error by years of experimenting, refining, and testing on myself and others until I knew it could deliver results consistently. Now I've decided to break it all down for you for free. In the following steps, I will outline the entire process A to Z of what I did to accomplish these results, so you can use my method to finally build the lifestyle and body you want without wasting more time guessing. Let's get into it. So before I get into the Lifestyle Balance Blueprint, we got to talk about the common issue and what most people struggle with. Everything I'm about to go over is what I really struggled with. And yeah, I was just really stuck in this cycle, and a lot of people who are trying to get into shape are as well. So what most people are doing when they want to get into shape is they try and eat what they think is healthy, but they don't have any real structure when it comes to food. So they're mindlessly grabbing random stuff that just looks healthy, but a lot of the time they're going backwards in their nutrition because they don't understand the foundation of what is actually healthy and gonna get them results. I remember before I figured out a good structure for food, I used to just grab at foods that were advertised as healthy, but newsflash, there are a ton of foods out there that are advertised as healthy and are not, right? Because companies are just out here trying to make money. So of course everyone's confused. Like, why wouldn't they be? So something else I did, and what a lot of other people do, is they go to the gym, they lift with no real structure, meaning they're doing random exercises and they may not even know if the exercises they're doing are doing to their bodies or what muscle groups they're hitting. So once again, they're probably not making a lot of progress in their physique because they don't know what to do to move the needle forward. So they just follow random stuff online and hope for the best, which brings me to my next point, is people are so misinformed with conflicting information online because there is tons of it. So it's not even that they're lazy. They are willing to put in the work. I mean, I did when I first started getting into fitness. I was busting my butt even harder than I do now. And I was still seeing way less progress because I just didn't have the right structure. Like, hard work itself does not equate to results. You need the right structure. So they put in all this effort, they get little results, they get frustrated, so they either give up or they try again, right? And they enter this never-ending cycle of not making any progress. Now, the good way, the lifestyle balance blueprint. So, this is how I got myself into shape and how I get tons of clients into shape. I tried and succeeded to get into shape this way because I had structure as well as a sustainable mindset. And because of that, this was not only a way more effective way to get into shape, but a way more enjoyable way as well. When all of my clients do all the things that I'm about to explain, they are, without a doubt, going to see results because it's a proven system that is, without a doubt, going to move the needle forward. I've seen it on myself through my own transformation, and I've seen the transformations of many other people implementing this. As long as they implement this stuff, they see results. So with the lifestyle balance blueprint, I was able to work in my favorite foods in moderation because I had the right structure, which I'm going to dive into a little bit later. But I also figured out yummy low-calorie versions of some of my favorite foods, so it still felt like I was enjoying the foods that I liked. I also had a personalized exercise plan that worked around my schedule that only took as little as 2 to 3 hours a week in the gym because that is enough time to get the physique that you want. I also incorporated seamless life tweaks that seemed insignificant at the time but made huge differences in my life when compounded. So examples of this are getting more steps in, chugging water in the morning, getting protein in every meal, stuff like that. And when I did all this, I saw results without having to make ginormous life sacrifices, which made me want to stick to this long term. And as a result, I saw progress in my physique. I got this massive motivation boost, and I continued to follow the sustainable system that I had in place. And these enjoyable habits that I implemented became second nature to me. And because of this, I achieved a notable physique, mental clarity, confidence, and energy transformation. The results continued and will continue forever, and I was happy, like the girl in this photo. Woo! So here's another example of someone that this has worked for, Miles. He was going to the gym, eating all the healthy foods. He was in the wrong cycle for so long, and because of that, he was stuck, like, for so long. And then in just 3 months, following this exact blueprint, which I guided him through, he completely transformed and actually got the fruits of his labor, realizing that he needed to work way less hard to get way better results. So that's just an example there. Let's move on to this text now. This is one of my clients who used my method. This person came to me explaining that she felt like she was in a plateau. She felt that way for years, by the way. And she had even hired other coaches before me, and she was still in a plateau. And she claimed that nothing she was doing was working. She wasn't really happy with her physique. She was lost. She didn't know what steps to take. And around 9 months after I helped her implement my method, I got this text from her. I honestly don't think I've pushed myself this hard before, and I'm feeling amazing. I'm actually stronger now, both physically and mentally, and it feels so good. I've learned so much from you, and for the first time, everything just clicks. It finally makes sense why I wasn't making progress before. Now I'm always focused on doing more reps, lifting heavier, and giving it my all every time. What's even crazier is that people around me are noticing too. I've never gotten this many compliments in my life. Thank you for your incredible program and support. Every dollar was worth it. Aww. Transparently, I get texts like this pretty often because my clients are always really, really happy with their results. So let me show you guys another one. Also, I had 2 random people tell me this morning at the gym that the way my body has changed in the past month has been insane. Like my gains and everything. I don't even know these people. Lol. So love seeing that text, obviously. All this sounds amazing, but how do we actually implement it? So thanks to the Lifestyle Balance Blueprint and the seamless habits that I implement into my life, the version of myself on the right exists, right? This is me before, and this is the version of me now. This version not only looks better, but is way more resilient, mentally stable, is way more emotionally grounded. She doesn't get thrown off by stress, by work, by social pressure, because she has built habits that keep her anchored no matter what is happening around her. She feels in control, not just of her body, but of her choices, of her time, of her energy. She walks into rooms differently. She communicates differently. She treats herself differently. I could go on. But generally speaking, this is a way happier version, way happier and healthier version of myself, mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So what we do is, the first thing we do is we figure out your goal. So for example, you might want to get lean without giving up your life. That was my goal. And then we figure out, well, what's in your way? Well, like me, you might be trying cookie cutter programs, restrictive diets, whatever. But most people don't even go as far as thinking about what they're doing to stay stuck. And because they're not reflecting on what keeps them stuck, they stay stuck. But we're a step ahead. So we talk about what hasn't worked in the past. So for example, for me, that was trying to do 2-hour workouts, 7 days a week with no real structure. And we dive into why it didn't work. So for example, it's because I had a life and I wanted to go out with friends and family and not spend my entire life in the gym. I remember being like, oh my gosh, is this what it takes to be in shape? I don't even think it's worth it to be fit if this is what it means. So anyway, that didn't work. And if you're doing the same thing, it's probably not working for you either. So now we know what to never do again. So we've gotten really, really clear on what isn't working. And now that we're extremely clear on that, we know what would work, which is the opposite. In other words, something that actually fits your life. So I'm going to go really into specifics here on what actually did work for me and works for my clients as well. So what worked for me and works for my clients is tracking macronutrients. Now, I'm not saying you need to track your macros forever unless you enjoy it, but in the beginning, it's a very powerful tool. By tracking your calories, protein, carbs, and fats, you will see exactly why it matters, and you'll set yourself up to eat more intuitively down the line. This works way better than just grabbing random healthy foods and hoping for the best, because now you'll know the exact amounts of the different types of food your body needs. What I also implemented was 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day, which just became such a seamless part of my routine. And that is way more sustainable than doing endless high impact cardio, which is exactly what I was doing before. I was running on the treadmill intensely. I was doing a bunch of HIIT, all that stuff. Walking is way more effective, way more enjoyable. It helps with mood, focus, energy, etc. Another thing I did, and what you should too, is track your workouts and progressively overload. If you're not familiar with that term, progressive overload simply means increasing the intensity of your workouts over time. So this could mean adding more weight, more reps, or more sets. The point is, your muscles need to be challenged consistently in order to grow. If you're not progressively overloading, your body adapts, you plateau, and progress stops. So that's why this principle is non-negotiable. It's a far better approach than just walking into the gym without a plan and just guessing what to do. So with all these integrated, I was finally able to seamlessly gain control of my body, mind, and confidence forever and reach my peak potential, which you can absolutely do too. So now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you are someone who feels stuck in a cycle of starting over every Monday, has low energy, inconsistent routines, and no clear structure, is frustrated with spinning your wheels and not seeing progress, and you're ready to finally feel confident in your body and clothes, build a strong, lean physique without giving up your lifestyle, and stay consistent long enough to see real, lasting results, all while you lose fat, build muscle, and transform your habits in a way that actually sticks, all without wasting months guessing what to do next, then listen up. You can either implement all this information into your own life, and hopefully that gets you the results that you're looking for, or you can guarantee the results by booking a call with the link below. That way, I can show you exactly how we implement the lifestyle balance blueprint into your life. I take on 5 clients each month, and for those first 5 clients, they're normally booked up within the first week or 2, but for the first 3 people, I give them a $1,000 discount because I reward action takers and they tend to get better results. But either way, I hope you found a ton of value in this video, and I hope to see you out there crushing your health and fitness goals. See ya!